Not all power announces itself. Some power survives quietly until it becomes impossible to deny. Ken is built from that kind of silence. In SB19, where intensity is measured in precision, he functions as gravity. He doesn't pull focus aggressively, yet everything seems to orbit him. His presence feels controlled rather than explosive. It carries weight without noise. That restraint is intentional. Ken was shaped by an environment that taught patience early. Comfort was never assumed, and nothing arrived easily. Effort became routine before ambition ever appeared. Growing up under the care of grandparents changes how the child moves through the world. You learn respect before confidence and responsibility before expression. Silence becomes familiar rather than frightening. When parents are away, independence arrives early. Love exists, but it is paired with sacrifice. That combination hardens a person in subtle way. Ken didn't grow up needed to be seen. Observation felt safer than performance. Listening became instinct. While others learned to speak loudly, he learned to observe quietly. What he gathered stayed with him. What he couldn't express, he carried internationally. Physically, activity became an outlet. Sports taught him body how to respond under pressure. Discipline arrived long before artistry. Balance mattered. Timing mattered. Recovery mattered just as much as effort. Winning was never obsession. Progress was. Mastery became the real target. Music assisted as background rather than destination. It surrounded him without demanding commitment. Dance arrived without permission. It didn't feel natural at first. It felt confusing. Then it felt necessary. Movement gave structure to emotion. It allowed release without explanation. His body learned to speak without exposure. Ken developed away from polished system. Growth happened through isolation and repetition. Loneliness became training. There was no mentor's guided correction, only mirrors playing flaws. Responsibility for improvement became personal. Motivation faded quickly. Routine replaced it. Discipline stayed. When the industry entered his life, it wasn't welcoming. Expectations were heavy and forgiveness was rare. Reality arrived without romance. Talent stopped being special. Effort stopped guaranteeing rewards. Survival requires consistency. Many people leave when praise doesn't come. Quietly, without closure, Ken stayed. Doubt followed him closely. His voice didn't match conventional standards. Difference was threatened like a problem. Rather than forcing change, he refined control. He learned how to use limitation as leverage. Identify becomes something protected. Being part of synchronized group requires sacrifice. Too much individuality fractured unity. Too little erases presence. Ken learned balance. How to exist clearly without distraction. How to lead energy without blaming it. When recognition finally came, it wasn't accidental. Viewers felt something earned. Discipline was visible. His movement carried intention. Every step felt measured. Every force felt deliberate. Speed was never the focus. Control was. Power arrived through restraint. He understands space. He understands timing. He understands silence. As a rapper, his voice changed the group's texture. It added depth where brightness dominated. Contrast becomes strength. What once felt like weakness became signature. Replaced sharpness. Grounding replaced success. Language became identity rather than strategy. Switching between Filipino, English, and Bisaya felt natural. Authenticity stayed intact. He never patterned himself for reach. He expanded itself. Root remains visible. Then Philip emerged not as escape but as exposure, a place without filter. This side explores discomfort directly. Darkness isn't avoided or softened. Conflict becomes subject matter. Themes of ego, temptation, fracture, and self-awareness dominate his work. These aren't meant to be comforting. They're meant to be honest. Genre boundaries collapse here. Rock aggression meets hip-hop grit. Emotion remains raw. Philip proved something essential: the edge without SB19 isn't manufactured. It's delivered experience. On international stage, Ken doesn't adjust himself. He doesn't exaggerate it. He arrives as he is. There's no urgency. In his presence, no need to throw board. Confidence settles quietly. Stillness becomes tension. Silence becomes atmosphere. The audience learns forward. Off stage, he remains reserved. Observation stays natural. Listening stays home. But when music begins, restraints transform. Everything he holds back finds purpose. Control turns in dominance. His journey isn't defined by viral moments. It is defined by accumulated pressure layered over time. Every hardship added weight. Every doubt sharpened focus. Every silence taught patience. He represents balance within intensity. Proof that power doesn't require noise. Proof that quiet can dominate. Ken doesn't rush growth. He built it slowly and deliberately. He didn't chase visibility. He prepared for it. Readiness replaced urgency. When the spotlight arrives, he didn't blink. He didn't flinch. He stood grounded. That ground is why he lasts. That restraint is why he endures. That silence is why he is dangerous.